Hey guys, anyone tuning in right now and sees that I'm doing this, I'm actually just casting one more game. This is we just played the Collegiate Star League games against Earlham College, sorry, and looks like the fourth game player Hellstar actually just wanted to play one more game. He wanted to play for fun, so there's nothing on the line. This is just some friendly games between two universities. Earlham College, really great guys. They were really super mannered, no bad mannering going on whatsoever. So, we thought, what the hell, we'll definitely do some games. So this game is actually going to be a little bit different from, as you can see here, originally it was going to be a Zerg versus Zerg, with Hellstar being a Zerg player. But it looks like this time it's going to be a Zerg versus Terran. It's going to be Awmaface, my fellow co-caster, and he's going to be playing Terran against Hellstar, the Zerg player. And hey, it looks like we're about to get started. So just a little bit of information that I actually wasn't giving out during the initial Collegiate Star League cast. It looks like in terms of league, I think this will be a pretty even match, as Awmaface and Hellstar are both diamond level players. So we could see some fun stuff. I myself am a diamond level Protoss player. They're a diamond level Zerg and Terran player, so could see some fun stuff. The map is going to be Antigua Shipyard, and spawning here in the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to have Hellstar as the blue eyeshadow Zerg. And up in the top left-hand side, we're going to have Awmaface. His going to be the red Terran, and his dog says hi. I think that's very important to note, as sometimes, if you have a dog playing with you, that can sometimes help. If you can teach them how to maybe hit 4E or 4S, sorry, you can tell your dog to actually make workers for you, and that could drastically improve your gameplay, actually. But we're gonna see again a pretty standard game. I keep saying it's a standard game, but ooh, actually it looks like a pretty sorry, my bad guys, completely forgot. So what we saw there was just a gas trick. You can see here Hellstar is at 11 of 10, or was at 11 of 10 supply. You can build the extractor and then make an extra drone and then cancel the extractor. So that trick is done very, very often. A lot of the time you do that just in case you feel like maybe you might be up against some kind of cheese. You can get out an extra drone or so a little bit earlier to deal with said cheese. So Hellstar might be thinking about going for an early expansion, or a hatchery first, and doesn't want to have to worry about some kind of bunker rush. But Hellstar is probably going to be pretty happy to see that Awmaface is not doing anything of the sort. He's actually even going to scout in the right direction first. I do believe this is because it was MLG Antigua Shipyard. So that means that there are those supply depots there, but the other thing is that there's no close spawn position. So he is going to know there's only two places he can go, and he's going to be pretty happy to see that everything looks pretty normal and standard in the base of the red Terran. And just one more thing, Awmaface representing Purdue University, and Hellstar representing Earlham College. Although this is just a friendly game, nothing at risk for either players, just a little bit of their pride. And actually Hellstar getting a great kill on the SCV there, I love it. And even going to just go for the gas steal. Going to be interested to see if he decides to cancel this at all. Awmaface a little bit frustrated that his SCV was committing mutiny. Maybe did not want to move, a little bit lazy. Just constructed this big old supply depot. Wasn't really feeling it. And he does cancel and remake it, and that's great. This is actually going to delay Awmaface's gas for quite a while. Extractor only costs about 25 minerals, so canceling it, you get back 75% of 25 minerals. You only lose about, I think it's 7 minerals, so not a huge investment to do that for Hellstar. And Hellstar does have his spawning pool and his hatchery down. Likely going to be seeing a drone transfer pretty soon. Letting that extractor finish and actually just gonna finally be killed off. And Awmaface is gonna be throwing down the factory and a reactor. So wouldn't be too surprised if we saw some reactor Hellion play right now. This is a really common build for Terrans to do these days, you see the Terrans make a bunch, and I mean a bunch of Hellions, and they just run straight into the Zerg base and say, you know what, if I make this many Hellions, you're going to lose at least some of your drones. But actually, it's not just that. It's also that a lot of the... Ooh, actually, I'll come back to this. But a lot of the Zerg units at the time will just be Zerglings, especially since Zerg generally don't want to make a lot of roaches early game because they don't have as much use late game against the Terran because those siege tanks just do so well against those roaches. But Awmaface is having a clever little SCV over here. He is going to be able to scout everything he wants to when the time comes. Don't think you'll be seeing any proxy stuff, but it looks like that time has come. Awmaface is going to be looking probably for the gas and the lair timing. So, actually, Hellstar not actually noticing. But meanwhile, it looks like Awmaface is going to be sending these Hellions out. This Zergling getting all the information he could ever want and actually staying alive. So we are going to be seeing a couple more Zerglings being produced, and these Spinecrawlers are going to do a really great job fending off any of these Hellions. Oh, actually almost getting us around on one of the Hellions, but yeah, actually takes it off. And beautiful play with these Zerglings from Hellstar, doing some great damage to this Hellion, and this Hellion might get away, but Hellstar doing a pretty good job of actually almost picking it off. And Hellion will get away, might actually even get repaired, and Awmaface being a little bit sneaky, getting out some Marauders, maybe expecting Hellstar to react by throwing down a Roach Horn, but we don't see anything of the sort, so these Marauders might actually end up going a little bit of a waste, or might end up being a little bit of a waste. Luckily, Awmaface does have his natural, or his second command center down. He is going to be ready to expand, and wouldn't be too surprised if we saw maybe some bunkers or just a little bit of a wall starting to creep over here to defend against any big Zergling counterattacks. Meanwhile, we do see Awmaface just gathering his Hellions out over here in the middle of the map and actually catching wind of these Zerglings, or should I say the Zerglings catch wind of the Hellions, and all of these Zerglings are going to be completely roasted, and as I said, there's so many Hellions, and we can see here he's still producing them. He can do a lot of damage if... Oh my god, Hellstar. I was going to say if Hellstar isn't careful, but Hellstar being very careful. I love this building placement. Look at this. He creates the macro hatchery and walls off with this Spinecrawler and these Queens and even this Roach Horn over here. So he does have the Roach Horn that is going to allow these Marauders to have a little bit of use, but you know it's going to be a little while before these Roaches are able to come out. And these Marauders are going to do a lot of damage to the Spinecrawler, and oh my god, the Hellions doing a great job getting kills, but they're roasting the Zerglings, and the Queens are actually starting to fall now, and oh my god, the wall is broken, and the Marauders are going to heal after this macro hatch, but these Hellions are going to do so much damage against these Zerglings. Oh my god, the Zerglings trying to get into a good position, but these Hellions are behind this mineral line, just do so well. All these Zerglings just lining up, and now the drones are just completely defenseless, trying to pick at these Hellions with their little claws, but oh, it's so painful to see. We can see over here in the units lost tab, if I can remember the actual hotkey for it, Hellstar has lost so many oh my god, 17 workers killed. We can see he's down to just 19 to 26, so maybe not in the worst situation possible, but you know, Awmaface does have that command center completed, and even losing a couple more Zerglings, although he does get a good surround on a couple of these Hellions, is able to pick off a couple of them, but you know, I would say that Awmaface is in the better position right now. He did cut a lot of workers to put on all of that early aggression, but at the same time, he has this expansion done. He has a third command center, a third orbital on the way, and Hellstar is just starting his, so normally you like to think that the Zerg player wants to be ahead on one base from the Terran player, but the Terran actually ahead on command centers over the Zerg player, so Hellstar not in the greatest position, maybe not the position he wants to be in. As you also have to remember, it's not just about the worker count, it's also about the mules, and these mules are going to be doing so much work for Awmaface. He has 4 mules currently mining, a couple of them about to expire, but you know, 3 orbitals will produce a lot of mules really fast. We actually just see the lair at this natural expansion an interesting choice. It does give the natural expansion, which is generally a little bit more exposed. It gives it a little bit more extra health. And he might be wanting to use that to his benefit in case there's any more aggression going on. But, you know, I don't really see any tech structures coming out from Hellstar, so I'm really interested to see if he's going to throw down his Spire or if he's going to go for an infestation pit at this point. I'm really not too sure what the best choice would be right now, as it looks like he's just producing a lot of Zerglings, actually. And you have to remember, every Zergling that Hellstar produces or every 2 Zerglings that he produces could have been a drone, so I hope that he decides to put on some aggression with these Zerglings, and these Zerglings are a little bit out of position. All of them are going to get roasted if Hellstar isn't careful. Oh no, losing so many of these Zerglings, and you know, he really wants these Zerglings to be able to deal with the engagements that Awmaface is going to put on, and not quite finding the best time to do that, or go in, and he's actually going to lose this creep tumor, going to halt the creep spread for quite a bit and be quite annoying. These Zerglings do so much better against these Hellions when they're on creep, but hold on. The Hellions are moved into the 3rd, saw that there weren't quite too many drones over there, and these Zerglings could get a beautiful surround on these Hellions, but the Hellions are just doing too much damage, and oh no, poor Hellstar. The Zerglings do not quite manage to get the surround they wanted. They do manage to pick off a few of the Hellions, but really not the most cost-efficient trade, and we do finally start to see a couple of Roaches out from Hellstar, but really the damage has been done. He's killed, Awmaface has killed so many Zerglings. Forcing Hellstar to constantly reproduce all of these Zerglings means he's not able to use that larva on drones, and really, I'm not too sure what Hellstar's plan is right now. He does have the Spire on the way, so if he can get some good harassment in, he can do a great job. We can see over here that Awmaface does have the armory data. It looks like he's not quite producing any Thors or anything. But, you know, I think this he could hit a great timing right here. We can see that there are basically no missile turrets. There is engineering bay down, so he does have the possibility of producing them, but looks like Awmaface is really just aiming to try and win with this push right here. And, oh no, Hellstar actually losing a lot, and the Blue Flame Hellions are doing so much damage. These are so many Hellions, 18 Hellions over here. And these Marines will be able to clean up any of these 3 Mutalisks. Oh no, even losing the Mutalisk instantly to these Marines with the stem and the combat shields, and no upgrades quite yet, but looks like that is going to be game from Hellstar. Really well played. He did a good job trying to hold off all of that aggression, and it looks like it was his first time trying to go for this mass Ling build, so I can't blame him too much. The Blue Flame is really difficult to deal with, especially when you go for a mass Zergling style. You have to do a really great job with your creep spread to make sure that you can catch up with those Hellions. If your creep spread is good enough, it can be really difficult for those Hellions to actually get in there against that many Zerglings. But, you know, very well played game from both players, and it was a very fun match to watch, I have to say. But yeah, that's actually going to be it for real this time. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed my cast. I love to hear feedback, so please, if you ever see me online, you can actually get my character code. It's Fear Dragon, and my character code is 293. So if you ever have any comments or anything, you want to just add me, please feel free to talk to me. I love to talk to people. I also love to talk to people about different matchups and theory crafting. I love theory crafting, actually. Probably love it a little bit too much. Maybe I should just play the game a little bit more. But anyways, again, thanks for tuning in. You can catch my videos that I should be uploading almost all of these games that happened today at youtube.com/FearDragon64. You can catch my actual streams. If you're watching this in the YouTube, you can catch my stream at twitch.tv/FearDragon64. Please follow and subscribe, and you'll actually see when I go live and everything. But also, thank you to Earlham College and Purdue University for putting out those games, and I will see you guys later.